Good morning, everybody. It's Cowboy. It is 8:34 a.m. EST, and today is Wednesday, and we're going to jump right into the charts. If you want to know about Algo Factory, go ahead and zap the QR code top right-hand side of the screen and go to algofactory.tech, and you can learn how to build trading algorithms, which basically means just learn how to trade and learn how to do it right, and doesn't mean you have to know how to code or anything like that. That's good stuff. Right. So, in the spirit of that, let's just start with the SP 500. Right. We're going to take a look at what's going on with that chart. And we did have a bit of a break downward. It looks like the market is going for a little bit of reprieve. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at the amount of money that's been injected into the system for the last month or so, they have squeezed I think more than $500 billion just printed the money, right? And it's safe to assume that at least a fair amount of that ended up in the market because it's an election year and the people in charge have a lot of sway over what goes on in the government with monetary policy, money printing, so on and so forth. And with that being the case, there's probably a fair amount of money printing going on, so we can keep the markets from dropping. Got the old plunge protection team. We did have what looked like a bullish formation here on the SP 500. This is the standard report. This is really the E-mini futures, right? So we got a little bit of price action after market close on this. And as of now, it seems to be forming some sort of consolidation after making all-time highs, right? So all-time highs happened, this was the 17th, last Thursday, and price is now just kind of building a range, a loose range right around, more or less in this area between about 58.60 and it seems like 59.20, right? So if price stays above this main area right here, it might actually pull back to grab liquidity as low as 58.30. It could do that. It would make sense if it did. Whether it did or whether it didn't, there's a decent chance the price is going to break upwards. I'd say, look, if they're going to continue to push money until the election, which is probably what's going on, then that's, you see market go at least sideways for another 2 weeks, could head up. If it pulls back, I imagine the pullbacks will be quick. It looks like the plunge protection team wants for now to keep the price above 58.60. You can see here that the price tries to break below. And there are many ways or there's at least a couple of ways to keep price from falling. One of them is to print $500 billion and cram it into the market every time the price is about to fall. Another is to slow down the VIX when the price is falling, right? And they have ways of doing that as well. And those are the methods. That's the way things are done. So that being the case, whatever is happening, it could just be that the regular market is buying it up and there's no, gerrymandering. There's no manipulation. That's always possible. Very improbable if you ask me, but that is what it is. We don't care so much as traders, right, that they're doing stuff like that, right? Print money out of thin air, put it in the market. We just understand that that's where the market's going to go and that's where you can make some money. So as of right now, it does appear that your demand zone where the SP 500 is going to start to want to go up is right here, especially below 58.61. So right at that 58.60, if price goes there, there's a good chance it is going to bounce up. Now we are seeing some lower lows, so it may be that the market just simply cannot hold this up for too long. If you look up close, you can see each one of these moves up is getting rejected. So even another bounce off 58.60, the more times it happens with these lower highs, the more risky it gets. So there is that issue, and that's rather linear too. If you look at it, it's rather linear, right? So that in and of itself, it looks a little bearish, but you know what? The lows were moving that way as well. So I'd say right at that 58.60 is a decent place to look for a scalp long, but I would be real careful with that. So again, the top targets, if and when we get a breakout, are going to be about 59.40 and 59.80. Those are our top targets. So let's go ahead and jump over to Bitcoin. In the meantime, we have V the Guerilla with us. How are you, sir?
Are we dead? Can we trust him?
Yeah, that video is hilarious.
Yes,
Past
it
that,
is. One of the
we're past.
greatest.
Yeah, it's, I'm not sure that I'd ever seen that. I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing that. But we got Bitcoin here doing what I said it would do, like for the last 2 days. I drew this 2 days ago, and then yesterday I did say it's probably going to continue. We did have the liquidity for Bitcoin down at the 63 and 64,000 levels, and sure enough, price is headed down to grab those. So if we back up, back out, we'll take a look at the kind of the higher time frame price action so we can talk about what's happened, so on and so forth. Give me a second to expand my screen. Let's go to 6 panes. Now, on the weekly, again, like I said before, the metrics are actually starting to flip bullish. And considering that we have some metrics on the daily that that are actually comparatively bearish, just short-term bearish, not like it's, the end of anything, but and prices held up really well considering. So when you have something, and the daily is a strong time frame, and when you have metrics that are kind of bearish but price is holding up really well, that's actually a sign of strength. It just means the price is pulling back to gather some energy. And so the liquidity, which we'll take a look, like I said, that liquidity zone was between 64.2 and 64.9 or so, about 65. So let's see if those are still where they are. They shift, but the longer they stay, the stronger they are. Looks like I got to sign in. Give me just a moment. I think I actually have this. Let's close that. Oh, sorry, everybody. I had to reset my browser last night. Isn't that funny? The Kingfisher.io is the website that I'm using, and the functionality that we're about to see right here is actually free, right? So there is a lot of really good data you can get and pay for on the Kingfisher.io, but even for free, they have some really great stuff. Oh man, they want me to enter my password. Hold on a minute. Let's see if I can use my Google. Google. All right, good. So let me expand. Oh boy. Okay, they want to advertise here. Give me a second. If you're a serious crypto trader, like a serious one, and that's all you trade, and so on and so forth, I would really get into the Kingfisher.io and pay for it. It's worth it. There's a referral code in the description. Okay, good. So we got 60 some new liquidity zones. So let's map these out. These would be good to have. 60,000 one or 60. What is this? 61,000 to 61.3. So let's go ahead and change this, or we'll actually just add it on. So 61K to 61.3. Roughly here, more or less, and that'll shift around. These things move all day long. What we're looking at is not static, right? But the longer they stick, the more important they are. You got a sliver right here at about 62,600. So we'll put a line there. 62,600, right about here. And yeah, price will go down there. Price goes towards these liquidity zones, right? It's one of the things that price basically feeds on, right? The market makers push price to these areas because they make money doing that, right? So the next area I would say is going to be between 64,100 and 65.2. So we'll move this down a hair. And that's basically where this already was, which just kind of shifted up a hair. So these are the liquidity zones. These areas are where price is going to want to go to, right? And it looks as if it's on the way. Now, price could just stop right where it is and head back up. It could, but the algos are bearish. I mean, short-term bearish. And this liquidity is here for them to make money. So you could see this happen just as it's drawn, or this, or this, or this. These are all the areas where price could go down to grab liquidity. It would make a lot of sense for it to go at least down to 64,500. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Very, very likely. Okay, so let's V. if you could get us over to that private live lab, we'll get continuing over there.
Yes. It's over to the live lab. And you can find out whether you can trust what's happening in the markets. Jerome Powell, can we trust him? It's not about what we are, but it's what we do here at Algo Factory that defines that we can either live long enough to be a hero or die a villain. We're not the traitors you need. We're the traitors you deserve. Take it away, Cowboy.
Join us or die.